Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're back in Warframe, and today we're playing the worst Warframes once again. And I'm gonna start off with Limbo because I forgot to play Limbo the last time I did a worst playthrough. So we're gonna do that right now and show you guys the power of Limbo. So let me just get things started here. Pull up chat and all that. There we go. Oh no. TikTok acted like it wanted to start, and then it was like, nah. There it is. Okay, now it's starting. All right, boom. YouTube's looking good. Twitch, how you doing? Twitch is still buffering. Let's see. Maybe Twitch doesn't want to work today. Let me refresh it. Oh, no, it does work. Okay, there we go. I just had to refresh. Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. What's up, 420 and Mango? What's happening? All right, let's go. Let's start off with defense mission. So this is a new build that I've been experimenting with. This is using no visibility on the 1 and then amplifying that heat damage with Archon Vitality. And it's decent, but for Steel Path it's not really worth it too much. If you play this build on normal, then you're gonna slaughter everything in the whole freaking area, and it makes Limbo look overpowered. But it's just on Steel Path it's not so great. So that's why I've been kind of playing around with it. I'm not really sure if I want to keep it or not. It's something that's kind of, you know, I'm still in testing phase with it. I might end up swapping it out for something else pretty soon. We'll see. What gun would you recommend for Zephyr? Any weapon you want. She makes every weapon overpowered with her tornadoes. The tornadoes literally make everything overpowered. Melee, guns, everything.
Reinforcements are inbound. Hold the line.
All right, let's do it. What the build that I enjoyed before was using the 1 as a Mag's ability to just like pull people into the rift. That was actually fun too. It was a nice build. See how the 1 works? Like, it's actually not bad. It just could be better, you know? Not bad, but could be better. There we go. Alright, where's the rest of these enemies? There they are. Oh, this guy's in a rift. All right. Hey, what's up, What's up, Mimic? How you doing? Good so far. What type of Warframe playstyle do you prefer? Gun running, nuking. Definitely crowd control is my thing. It's always been my thing. Ever since I played City of Heroes back in the day, I've always loved crowd control, so it kind of followed on over to Warframe also. Kept the tradition. There we go. Very nice. That's the one thing about Limbo, man. He makes every defense missions a breeze. Alright, this guy's in the rift. Take out that dude. Who are we missing? Oh, okay. All these fuckers. Alright, GG. Oh, you found me on Twitch. Nice, welcome. Old Peace Quest? I don't even know what that is. Can't be hyped about something I don't know. Oh, they popped my bubble. Oh, this fucker, that's why. There we go. He's done. GG to you, sir. Nice try. So as you can see, Limbo is pretty much a cakewalk. As long as you know what you're doing. You gotta know how to play them is the whole thing. You know how to play them, you're gonna be walking through all the enemies like it's nothing. That's it, GG.
What you have learned here will serve you well.
They announced it during TennoCon. I didn't watch TennoCon all the way through. I only saw bits and pieces because I didn't want too much spoilers. Hey Lonnie, thanks for the prime, by the way. Appreciate it. Do you always play solo? For the most part, yeah. I've always played solo. I've always been a solo player with like every MMO I've played in my life. I'll team every once in a while, and I'll even play with viewers every once in a while, but most of the time I just like to chill by myself. I don't want to have to get upset. And most of the time when I'm playing with other people, I end up getting upset because I'm like, why the fuck aren't you playing the objective? Why are we doing this? Why are you running 10,000 miles away in a survival mission? You know what I mean? Like, it's always like the babysitting part that I don't like. So that's why I end up playing solo. Whenever I want to get carried, that's when I put it on public. Like right now, I'll put myself on public to do this exterminate mission, so everybody else can do all the work, and I'll just like chill and talk with you guys. So that's literally what it is. Like when I just want to relax, I'll put it on public. Do you solo EDA? Not all the time, no. It's better to just do it with a team just to get it over with as fast as possible. That's how I do it. I like to get it over with. I don't really enjoy doing EDA at all. Like, I'm not a fan of it. You see how everybody's doing all the work and I'm just running through the map? This is literally why I put it on public. Everybody else does all the work, I get all the rewards, and we finish the mission as fast as possible. Done. That's why, like, for new players, I definitely recommend you play on solo mode, and you can do that by on the top left of the screen when you're looking at the navigation computer. You can toggle it to public, you can put it on friends only, you can put it on solo. Play it on solo. or play it on friends only. So if you have friends and you don't mind playing with them, then you can play with only them and that's it, which that's great. That way you can learn the game, because if you're getting carried through every single mission throughout the game and you don't understand how your powers work, you don't understand if your weapons are even good or not, then how the fuck are you gonna learn how to play this game, period? Like, if you're getting carried through 90% of the game, like, you're not gonna learn anything ever. So that's why it's good to play it on solo, so you can kind of test and play with things. Otherwise, you're not gonna see any enemies. You see how I'm running through the map and I'm like trying to find anything to shoot at, and I can't, because everybody else just killed everything. So the mission is over before you even know it. So yeah, it's important to play it on solo, at least until you get the grasp of like how your shit works, and then, you know, play it on public so that you can get it over with, and that's it. It just depends on what mood you're in, you know. That's it. See, they're already at the end of the map.
A valuable lesson.
Do I use quick thinking on Limbo? Nah, it's not necessary. Basically, the only thing you need as far as survivability on Limbo is to know when and when not to go into your void, like into your rift. That's it. As long as you understand how the rift works, then you shouldn't be dying on Limbo. Another extra security option is having access to the operator, so that you can teleport out to your operator whenever you like really take like big damage too fast or something. At least you have a backup plan, you know. And my thing is, I would jump out into my operator and then go invisible on my operator for at least a couple seconds, just to let my shield regenerate on my Warframe, and then go back to my Warframe. That's if I didn't have any shield gating capabilities, you know. Like if I didn't have any mods that did that, then I would basically use that method. Also, another nice thing is secondary fortifier on your secondary weapon. That's another thing that's extremely good, because that's basically free overguard for Limbo, as well as every single frame in the game. So as long as you're using a secondary weapon with secondary fortifier, you got unlimited overguard, you know. Especially since when you play on Steel Path, all you see is Eximus enemies every 2 seconds anyway, so you're stealing overguard from every single Eximus, and that's it. Boom. What's shield gating? Shield gating is when you use an ability to gain back a little bit of your shield. So I'll give you an example. Right here, let me see if I have... No, I don't have shield gating on my Limbo. But if I wanted shield gating, I would use a mod like Brief Respite right here. This is an aura mod that it gives you... You see, squad converts 150% of energy spent from your abilities and gives it to shield. So that basically, when every time you press an ability, is going to give you a little bit of shield back. So when your shield cracks, you press an ability and you get a little bit of your shield back, and then it cracks again and you give a little bit of your shield back. You keep repeating that process and you're basically invincible, you know, because you get a good 1.5 seconds of invulnerability when the shield cracks. You know how the screen like flickers when your shield breaks? That's at least 1 second of invulnerability until your health starts taking damage. So basically, as long as you're able to time pressing your ability quick enough, then you'll have shields forever. Of course, you need energy in order to make this happen, but that's the concept, at least. Let's do another exterminate. Did I stack with Mesmer skin? That's unnecessary as fuck, but I guess. Mesmer skin is basically overguard. Well, not really. Actually, it's more like just pure invulnerability, because you'll see your health turn gray. When your health is gray, that means you cannot be bothered at all. Like, no damage can penetrate you at all. So shield gating is useless for Mesmer skin because you're already invincible. What melee are you using? Dual Ichor. What do you think is the best Warframe in the game? There is no best Warframe in the game.
These are worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
How do I farm specific mods? Google. Google will show you the way. How do you feel knowing most of your viewers are from Warframe? I did that on purpose. I mean, I've been doing Warframe content for the past 2 years straight, basically. So it's pretty obvious what I was trying to do. I was trying to build a following in Warframe, you know? So that's what it is. And that's how you build a YouTube channel, Twitch channel, whatever the hell channel you want to be a part of. I stream on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. And I used to post some of my content on Instagram, but Instagram is trash. It's such a shit platform. And then also Facebook fucking sucks too. So fuck those two. So I focus on the three, and those three have been really good. So yeah, as long as you're posting, you focus on one game, then you'll definitely gain a following over time. Like, give yourself at least a year of posting every single day, at least one video per day during the week. You don't have to post on the weekend. If you want to give yourself a day off or whatever, you could do that. But I highly recommend posting one video at least every single day. If you can do that, you'll be golden. You'll definitely build a fan base, and you'll definitely like grow some kind of like following, you know? It's bound to happen. Then why play other games on this account? Because this is my channel, so I do whatever I want on my channel. I found you through your TikTok channel. Very nice. Yeah, and thanks for coming over to Twitch. What's a good end farm? Oh, you're talking about Endo? Endo farm. The best one is definitely arbitration. Which is, from what I understand, you don't need Steel Path anymore to do arbitrations. But I don't remember like what you got to do specifically to unlock it now. But then on top of that, I would do bounties on open world zones like Cetus or Demos or whatever like place you want to go to. Those are the best because you can gain up to like 3,000 endo per mission basically. So you can, if you know how to do it fast, you can do it good. And yes, my Protea build is on my Overframe, so link is on my channel. Would you want to play a new game mode as a corpus similar to the call? I wouldn't mind if they did something like that. That would be cool. What I've always wanted, I know it sounds weird as fuck, but I've always wanted like a PvP mode. I don't know, here we go again with the PvP. I've always wanted a PvP mode where you can play as like the Grenier or play as the Corpus or play as the Infested or whatever, and you're fighting against Warframes. Like, I think that would be sick as fuck. I know it would be like incredibly unbalanced, and I don't give a fuck about balance. I just want the ability to do it. I just think it would be cool as fuck. I'll play as one of the fucking poison things that, you know, fly around as infested, and then just poison the fuck out of everybody, and that's it. I mean, obviously we're not gonna kill any Overguard Warframes, but I think it would be hilarious just to troll people. That's it. I don't know, it'll just be fun, little side thing. Yeah, I'm playing as a Stalker. Yes, to invade people. I've said this a million times. But yeah, playing as the Stalker would be fucking amazing. They do have the code, and it is possible because devs have supposedly invaded player games and have played as the Stalker to fight Warframes. You know, so it is possible to do it. What I would ultimately love is a system where it's kind of like the Nightwave, where it's made for the Stalker. Like, you're playing you're playing the Stalker and you get to level up your Stalker. You get more mods for your Stalker as you kill players and as you like invade people. And you're also unlocking like your battle pass like this, the Nightwave, which you see I haven't opened this shit up in like 2 months, so I'm getting a bunch of rewards. But imagine that, but for the Stalker, you know, and it's like Stalker reputation and Stalker rep, and like they have their own like what's that thing called? You know how the operator, you level up generic or you level up Verizon wireless or whatever kind of fucking thing. They can have all those trees, but for the Stalker. That's crazy. I didn't realize I haven't opened up this thing in so long. Look at this shit. That's insane. All right, I got a bunch of rewards. I don't even see what I really got. But okay. Anyway, yeah, I think that would be cool. There's nothing in here I need, so I'm just gonna get a catalyst, I guess. I can get 2 of them. That's it. GG. All right, so 2 rescue missions. I'm not in the mood for that. Let's move on. We could do the sortie real quick for shits and giggles.
We'll fix that for you.
Do you have a trading Discord? Not trading specifically, but I do have a Discord. Link is on my channel. If you're trying to trade, the fastest way to do it is go on the Warframe.market. Look up whatever you need from that website. And that's it. Like, it's super easy on that website to find anything you need. It's basically Amazon before Warframe shit.
You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Oh, I'm like really low on energy. They debuffed our energy for this mission. Let me change the song. What's the fastest way to level up? It's definitely doing the Sanctuary Onslaught. If you don't have access to Onslaught, then you're just gonna do any random defense mission. The most popular one is definitely Hydron, but you're gonna have to travel through a few planets in order to get to that one. So it's a little bit of a grind to get there. But I highly recommend defense missions and just putting it on public, mainly because you don't have to worry about people running away too far, because if they run out of affinity range, they won't give you XP when they get kills. So they'll be getting kills on their own hella far away from you, which is bad. That's why I don't recommend survival unless you're playing with friends, because if you're playing with friends, at least you know that they're going to stick around you. But if you're playing with randoms, then they're going to run off on their own and they're going to disappear past affinity range, and you're not going to get a lick of XP. You know, so that's why defense missions are definitely your best bet. Anything that's close quarters. That's why Sanctuary Onslaught is so good, because it's basically a defense mission. You're in a small little area and you're confined to that spot. So it's free leveling, basically. It's good. What the fuck? Okay, there we go. Yeah, no problem. For how many years have I been playing Warframe? For 13 years now. I've been playing it ever since it came out as a free-to-play game. And no, I don't have Excalibur Prime, because that came out before it went free-to-play. I didn't even know Warframe existed until it was free-to-play. Basically, you would have had to been like a early access follower in order to get access to Excalibur Prime. Like it was like a Kickstarter or some shit like that. It was like one of those deals where you had to get access really early. So you had to pay to get in. So basically everybody paid to get Excalibur Prime. Eximus units make Limbo unplayable. That's why you got to get yourself secondary fortifier. You take their overguard and you give it to yourself. So I love Eximus because they come around and they give me free overguard all day. It's awesome. See, there's an Eximus right there. Give me your overguard, bitch. See? I stole his overguard.
Keep moving.
I love Eximus enemies. How do you unlock deep dives? What's a deep dive? I don't know what that is. Do you have a GOS build for Steel Path? Yes. Every single one of my builds is Steel Path ready. Link is on my channel to the build. I also have a video on GOS, so it's on my YouTube channel. I didn't post it on TikTok because it was before I got into TikTok that I posted that build video. Does your cross-save account on Warframe get deleted if your PSN account is deleted? I don't know. I've never tried that before, so I have no idea. What's your dream for Warframe? Would be really sick to add a feature to add to make it even more fun towards Endgame. Yeah, Endgame is really lacking in this game. It's pretty much non-existent. Endgame consists of doing deep Archimedean and just grinding the same weeklies over and over. There's no like fun raids, there's no fun boss fights, there's no like dungeons, you know, like shit like that. I think it would be cool if we had things like that for Endgame, as well as more options of PvP, because I've mentioned a million times that I would love to see improvements to PvP, and people keep saying, but there is PvP, it's the Conclave. No one does the Conclave. Like, when the fuck has anybody ever logged into the Conclave? And the last time I've tried, I was just sitting in a queue for fucking 20 minutes waiting for a match, and it was only like one other person that got matched in there after 20 minutes. No one's doing it. So we need incentives. Like if they added a Nightwave, like a PvP Nightwave that has like exclusive skins, exclusive you know, extra shit like Forma and Oricon reactors, you know, like rewards for PvP, real rewards that people give a shit about, then more people will PvP. And then also new game modes like Railjack PvP, and you know, we can keep going. Stalker PvP, where you can invade people's missions like Dark Souls style. That would be sick as fuck. Of course, all this stuff optional for all the Care Bears that are all scared of PvP. You guys can be scared of PvP over there, while all of us hardcore motherfuckers can enable PvP and get more rewards and get like double loot because we decided to PvP. You know what I mean? Like, make it rewarding. It has to be rewarding. Otherwise, no one will do it. And that's it. That's what I would do if I was working. If I was a developer for fucking Warframe, that's what I would be like trying to do. Add more endgame shit. That's it. Like, imagine doing deep Archimedean, but getting invaded by stalkers, and it's like 4 stalkers. You know, like like you have the what's it called, the acolytes, and you got 4 people playing as the acolytes, so they get to choose what acolyte they want to be, and they jump in that bitch, and they're trying to like stomp the people in a deep Archimedean. Imagine how fucking crazy that would be. And of course, it's optional because the Care Bears, you know, and that's it. I think that would be cool as fuck. Wait, you shaved? Yeah, I shave every week because I can't handle, you know, too much hair. It makes me itchy, especially when I put my helmet on, because I ride a motorcycle every day. So when I put my helmet on, it's just like so fucking itchy. You'll see me pull up to a light and I'm just like this the whole time. But yeah, it's It's not fun growing out a beard or whatever. I'm incapable of growing a beard anyway, which sucks, but oh well. I've tried. What kind of bike? I have a Triumph Daytona 660. It's brand new, 2025. It's an amazing bike. I love the thing every single day. Every day I ride to work. Every day I'm riding back home. Like, it's just a dream come true. I'm riding literally my dream bike every day. It's awesome. I love the thing. Do you have a build guide for Tennis Cycron? I don't have a guide, but I do have a build. So link is on my channel to my overframe. I don't know what you mean as far as guide. It's pretty self-explanatory. You put the mods on there and then it works. You just shoot at things. I don't know. I don't know what else you need. If you need to know the progenitor, it's radiation, which I have that written down on the overframe as well. It's in there. I think this build works. I'm gonna stay with this build. I think I like it, so I'm gonna put it on my overframe real quick, or at least I'm gonna check to see if I put it already. I don't know if I did. Let's add it to overframe. My builds, Limbo. I don't have Limbo? No shit. I don't have my Limbo build in here. Crazy. Okay. Let's add it. Wow. I didn't realize I didn't add my Limbo build. Alright, let me check my... Yeah, I'm really happy with this build, so I'm gonna stay with it. So this is... I'm not using Banish. I'm using Null Star. I'm using the Null Stars mainly for survivability, but it also doubles as really good DPS at the same time, so it's a win-win situation. What else do I need to fix? Molt augmented, yeah, that's fine. Okay, gotta save. All right, Doctor Strange. All right, the build is up. All right, go over here. Spy mission, you already know what that means. We gotta bring the boy real quick. There's only one spy guy. What a gorgeous bike. Thank you very much. I fucking love it too. I got it in matte black. It's beautiful. There's a lot of people that do this thing where they're like, oh, you need to be seen. Why are you dressing all in black and blah, blah, blah. They're not going to see you either way. Like, you know how many times I've seen a tractor trailer, like a fucking 18-wheeler truck, get cut off by a car? Like, imagine how fucking, like literally zero brain you have to be to do that. So they're not using their mirrors. They're not looking for you. So you gotta watch out for them. That's the whole thing. When you're riding a motorcycle, you have to be diligent. You have to be constantly aware of shit. If you're gonna speed, then you better be ready for somebody to cut you off and fuck your day up. So that's why you always gotta be like ready for shit. Even when you're chilling. Like, I've noticed that a lot of times when I'm chilling and I'm just riding slow and relaxing and stuff, I could feel the energy of people wanting to speed around me. So it gets to this point where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna get past everybody because I don't like the feeling of somebody, you know, potentially starting some shit with me, either like cutting me off or like not realizing I'm there because I'm just chilling too much, you know, those situations. So I just try to get out of there quick, get in front, and that's it. That's the whole point. All right, done. Next. And I drive. I've been riding my whole life in Florida. I started in Miami, and Miami is easily the worst drivers on the planet Earth. So if you learn how to drive in Miami, then you can drive anywhere. Seriously, it's literally the wild, wild west over there. Like a lot of people from other countries that are used to driving like fucking crazy and stuff. So it's like normal to them to like cut you off and do all this crazy shit. So you have to be ready for all those things. So that's the key. Like the main thing that I've stopped doing over the past few months is I stopped getting upset when people like jump in front of me or cut me off or whatever, because all that's doing is delaying. You're delaying yourself when you do that. You know how like you'll see like these videos of like a motorcyclist getting cut off, and then they do this thing where they're like, come on, and they're like going like this. That's not gonna do anything, because that person didn't even realize you were there in the first place, because they're an idiot. They don't know how to drive. So you're not teaching them a lesson. All you're doing is just either making them more upset, or they're just gonna be there puzzled, like, I don't understand, why is he upset with me? You know, like, that's why you just move on. Just move on, and that's it. Done. Get on with your life. I've had, like, even just a couple nights ago, I was chilling along with traffic, and there was these cars blocking. You know how they love driving side by side to each other and shit, like they're like this. So I was keeping my distance, and I was just away from them, and then this Mustang pulls up, and he's trying to like get past everybody, of course. So like so he gets up and he starts tailgating the fuck out of this car, and then he jumps over to me, and I let him go. I let him go in front of me. But then the dude in the front decided that he was going to change lanes at the last possible second, almost right into me. I was inches away from hitting him, basically. So I just backed off, and then I flew past all of them to get away from it all. But I could have stood there and been like, come on, why'd you cut me off? And but it's not worth it. It really isn't. Especially with these guys on the pickup trucks. Don't even try to fight somebody on a pickup truck. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Yeah, you need extreme patience, especially in New York. Holy shit. New York is like scary driving over there. Especially downtown, like going to my Manhattan or something. Oh my god. I can't imagine driving over there. I've only ever got on buses and trains over there. What do you think about Rhino? He's great. What ability lets you hack instantly? It's Principality or whatever the hell it's called. It's from the Hemliff. You have to actually get it from there. Alright, let's get back to doing the normal routine.
You have loyalty issues, Terrell. My Sabuga project will fix.
How is it possible that the roads in the USA are so wide? I don't know about other countries. I've only ever been in the States. But I think they did that out of safety reasons, where they were trying to like make it as wide as possible so people don't hit each other. But people are still hitting each other all the time. You know what's the craziest? The craziest thing is, I was watching this video. It was like a live stream, I think, on TikTok actually. That this they were showing. It was like Vietnam or it was one of some Asian country where all the cars are on their lane, right? But then there's like 700 million fucking scooters, and all the scooters are lane splitting, and they're all fucking all over the place, and it's like, holy shit, how are there no accidents? Like, you never see anybody hit each other. Like, it's super rare to see an accident. Meanwhile, if that same shit was happening over here, there'll be so much road rage. There'll be so many fucking accidents on every corner. Like, it'll be insane. There's no way Americans can handle that. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. We need wide streets because people can't drive. That's why. Yeah, that was quick.
Target spotted. Stay sharp. This one is a handful.
She's like, stay sharp. This is a handful. We already finished the mission. Oh, wait. I went the wrong way. God damn it. Whoa. New York is basically that experience, getting cut off and all that shit. Yeah, I'm sure, especially with all the taxis and stuff. It's still a lot of taxis over there. I haven't been to New York in a long time. I feel like after Uber, it's just been probably Ubers running around. Yeah, Null Star is fucking awesome on Limbo. It's really, really good. Basically a free nuke. A mobile nuke. Let's see. So interception. Let's do this real quick. Let's have some time to kind of just chill. You got Oberon? Yeah, I have every frame. So what's your question? Is Oberon good? No. He's getting a rework, so hopefully that makes him good. But he's pretty trashy right now. He's easily the worst frame in the game. Limbo is a million times better than him, so that says a lot right there. Yeah, and I just answered that question. Least favorite is definitely Oberon. Limbo rework? I don't think he needs a rework. I think he needs a buff. I think he needs to be revitalized. Like, the thing that I think about is the issue of people shooting in and out of the void. I feel like that needs to be changed. Make it so that everybody can shoot in and out of the void, similar to what they did with Frost, where they made it so that you could shoot in and out. Well, I think before you could shoot out, no problem. But shooting in was the problem. And of course, affecting somebody that's banished has always been a problem. So if they would change that, at least for other people, so they could stop bitching, that would be nice. And then the other thing that I wish that they would do, this is more of a wish list thing, and I feel like they're not going to do this, but if they made it so that Limbo is the only one that's capable of CCing an Eximus enemy with Overguard, that would be fucking awesome. Like, imagine it like this. Like, basically, if I freeze time and I banish an Eximus, they should be frozen too, like this. They should be completely dead stop on their tracks and can't move. And then you can strip their Overguard with like secondary fortifier, or you can kill them, whatever. So Limbo should be the exception of that. Like, he should be the only one capable of doing that, because it doesn't make sense that you're able to go into your own world and Eximus can just walk right in that bitch and pop you in the face. It makes no fucking sense. It goes completely against the lore of what I expected this to be. And look, I couldn't even affect that thing. You saw that thing that was hovering? I couldn't affect it in the void. I had to shut off my bubble. That's dumb. So yeah, that would be the things I would like to see changed on Limbo. Not the abilities. The abilities are fine. I just feel like we just need to see buffs. The 3 could use a touch-up though. I'll admit. The 3 is not the best thing. But everything else is okay. Is Rhino good or not? Why are you guys asking about Rhino? Rhino is amazing. Like, what? Like, who's questioning Rhino right now? How new are you? Damn, it's your first day? Like, holy shit. Is the grass green? Is the sky blue? Like, asking me about Rhino is kind of weird. Do you have fun playing Steinax? I do. I like Steinax. He's cool. He reminds me of like 300, that movie. So I built him that way. I built him with Kalervo's ability, and I'm just kind of going around meleeing the fuck out of everyone. Is Kalervo good? Is Goss good? Is the sky blue? I think we'll just end it with that. That's it. Is the sky blue? Is the grass green? I don't know. Is there a reason you don't play with the Tord and Karnan? Because it's a flavor of the month. I don't like playing with meta weapons. I only play with weapons that I like, and that's it. I'll make my own metas a lot of times. Once a weapon gets like ridiculously popular, like I get over it. Like I don't even want to look at it. I hate doing meta. It bothers me. Because it bothers me to see like everybody doing the same shit. Like it's kind of like it's one of the main reasons why I chose to buy a Triumph Daytona over a CBR or a Ninja. Because like everybody and their mom has a Ninja. You know what I mean? Like I see CBRs are not as much, but I see CBRs a lot too. So it's like, okay, my options were two options. It was Ducati or Triumph. And I was like, I don't want to do Ducati because Ducati is too expensive, right? And then also at the same time, it's like too foreign and shit. Like I feel like it's going to have too much issues and stuff. So that's why I decided not to go with Ducati. So I decided to go with Triumph instead. And Triumph has been a nice little middle ground because it's accessible. And also at the same time, it's still affordable. So it's a nice alternative. And that's why I did it. Like, I didn't want to go for meta. So that's why I was staying away from Ninja. So that's it. That's just me. I don't know. That's just how I am. Oh, man, I can't take over this spot. There we go. How the fuck are they taking over this spot so easily? I don't understand. They keep spawning right here. Oh, they're probably spawning in the bottom, that's why. They're trying real hard to take this spot. There we go. Finally took it over. Holy moly. No, the Cycron does not need a Riven. It took me a good year to find a Riven for the Cycron, and I've been doing Steel Path for like 2 years now. So, you don't need a Riven. You have fun on Vuban? I used to back in the day, not anymore. They reworked them and they kind of made them a little bit more interesting. They basically just turned them into a jack of all trades kit where they were trying to add nuking capabilities on top of crowd control, on top of like all the stuff that he was doing already. But I don't know, I just feel like he's kind of meh. I just feel like he's boring after a while. Like he's fun for like 2 seconds. Vault. I don't really care for Vault too much. Like the main thing I like about Vault is just his speed. Like so if I want to run through a map real quick, then I think of Vault. But other than that, I don't really care for him. Kind of whatever. Zaku's good. Especially if you're trying to do some like long missions, like you're trying to go to level cap and all that stuff, like he's nice. But it tends to be kind of boring because his playstyle isn't really the most fun. So I'm just kind of whatever about him. Can you explain how Limbo's abilities work? Sure. Basically with Limbo, the first ability is Banish, where you just like literally send them to your void. And most people subsume it out. I did it too, and I got rid of it and I changed it into null stars, because you see how the null stars just instantly kill things when they walk into my radius, but also it's giving me damage vulnerability, or a damage resistance, I should say. That way I can have a little bit more survivability, and that's the reason why I went with this instead. But the thing is about it, the rest of his kit is that his 4 is the thing that you're really gonna spend more time putting them in the void with, because it's so easy to like move that bubble around and just kind of make it work for whatever situation. So let's get through the rest of the kit anyway. His passive sends him into the void, so when you dodge roll, it does this, and then now you're in his world. In his world, he can't be attacked by anyone. So the concept of Limbo is when you banish somebody, like I was mentioning with the 1, you're putting them into your world. So when you do that, that means they can hit you now, you know? But when stuff is outside of their world, or outside of his world, then they can't affect you. You're basically invincible. So that's basically the concept of it. The only downside is Eximus enemies. They can hit you through your void, so you gotta be careful about them. But other than that, you should be fine with just tanking damage. Watch, I'll show you. Like you see, I'm just gonna stay in my void, and they're gonna try to attempt to attack me someday. I don't know. Oh, they're dying too fast. But you see how this guy is trying to attack me? He can't affect me at all because I'm in my own world. So that's what makes Limbo fucking awesome. Knowing how to utilize this is what really works, because if you use the 4, I'm making a bubble that's putting everything in my world, so everybody that's inside this bubble is affected by it. The 2 stops time for anyone that's inside my void. So when they're sitting in my world, like if they're banished or if they're inside my bubble, then they'll freeze. In this case, they can't be frozen because of these stupid freaking drones. So let me get rid of this drone first, and then now we can be able to go back in the void. Ah, god damn it. These drones are annoying. Yeah, so this mission is not the best demonstration for Limbo's abilities, because when DE made this character, they didn't make the adjustments they needed to make to fix these problems that you're seeing right now. And this is why he needs a buff, and he needs to be revitalized by DE so that he could be up to par to what's happening with the game right now. Eximus enemies are new enemies that were introduced to the game that have overguard and have all these resistances to my world thing. So it's like, okay, what does Limbo bring to the table anymore? You know, like, so that's the problem, and I feel like that's what really needs to get reworked. Not his abilities, but his like purpose needs to be reworked. So that's what I would like to see in the future. Anyway, let's get back to the topic in hand. The 3, basically what that does is when they're inside your void, like inside your world, you press it. I don't want to do it right now because I don't want to piss everybody off. But when you press it, it basically latches the void onto that enemy, regardless of if I shut off the bubble or not. So basically, it's like a permanent banish that also branches off. So every time I kill one of those enemies that are affected by the 3, that will actually banish everything in the area and continue to banish and continue to banish. It'll just continue doing that endlessly. This is the thing that really pisses off people on your team, because when they can't affect the enemy that's banished, they get frustrated and then they start blaming the Limbo. So, and I understand why they you know, bitch at the Limbo, and this is why DE also needs to rework that aspect of Limbo so that, you know, 1, he's not super annoying to be on a team, and then 2, he needs to have his effects actually work in certain situations. So yeah, that's basically the whole concept of Limbo. I probably rambled on a little too much, and I probably confused the shit out of you, but I hope that helped. I know understanding him is going to take a little bit of time. I definitely recommend that you just read his abilities and understand what each one does. thoroughly before you just start pressing buttons, because that's the most important thing. Thoughts on Haro? Haro is he's all right. He's all right. Like I feel like he needs a buff too in certain aspects, but yeah, he's still a good frame. I just feel like he got overshadowed by a lot of frames over recent times, so that's why I feel like he needs a buff. They need to revitalize him too. How long did the Citron grind take me? It took me about a week. Definitely the Citron grind and the Varuna grind is definitely the most time-consuming grinds in the game. Because you're going to sit there just doing that mission of 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes until your fucking brain turns to rot. And then maybe you'll get, you know, the Warframe. That's basically what it is. What do you like, Carrier over... I've always loved Carrier, so I have no reason to ever change my Sentinel. How do null stars scale so well? I don't know. I don't know. That's a question for DE. I don't know how how they made the ability work. Who's your most invested Warframe? All of them. But if I could say like which one's the most expensive, it was definitely Korra. Korra took the most time and most effort because of the Archon shards and because of her stat stick back when stat sticks were still a thing. And it was just a lot of investment as far as like you got to level up a certain weapon type, you got to level up a certain mods, you got to get the arcanes, you got to get this running. You know, like there was a lot of requirements to make her build awesome. So yeah, that was definitely Korra. Alright, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Shit. See, that's why you can't AFK. See, and I was in my void and they killed me. And that's some bullshit. Isn't Varuna grind very passive grind? Yeah, I mean you could, but the thing is that it takes a long time. It's a lot of like sitting in the same mission for like hours and hours and hours, and that's why the grind is just long. It gets tedious after a while. What's your favorite Warframe or favorite frame? It's definitely Limbo. Limbo is awesome because as long as you know what you're doing, he becomes a god. So basically, one, you're basically invincible as long as you know how to use your void skills. Two, you can pump out massive DPS with the 3 when you actually get the augment mod for it because it scales all your damage. So more enemies that you affect by your riff and all that stuff, the more damage you're doing, on top of also just it's almost like armor stripping but increasing your damage at the same time. It's kind of like that vulnerability basically. I think that's more in line of what that is that I'm talking about. So it's awesome. The only thing that I feel like needs to be changed by DE is they need to make it so that Eximus enemies, as well as arbitration enemies, those little fucking drones, they should be frozen by your bubble. Or if you like, you know how you use the 2 and then you use the 4 to like freeze enemies, Eximus enemies should also be frozen too, period. They should also be affected by that CC. So I think that that would be an awesome change if they did that. Also on top of that, it would be nice to make it so that teammates could shoot in and out of your void. That way they could stop bitching about Limbo's fucking up their game, and we can get on with our lives, you know. So that's that's basically what it is. So those are the only like 2 major improvements I would like to see with Limbo. But other than that, he's a really awesome frame. I've loved him for so many years, especially back when we used to be able to banish people and they couldn't roll out of it. Me and my friend used to troll the fuck out of everyone, and it was so much fun just to piss people off. I miss those days. But yes, I was that guy. But yeah, Limbo's awesome, man. I love Limbo. What was the worst thing to farm? The most memorable worst farm in the life of Warframe was definitely Nidus. And it was because when Nidus first came out, there was a bug going around where his pieces wouldn't drop properly. So you would sit in a mission for like 20 minutes. I think it was like an interception mission back in those days. And you would sit in that mission for 20 minutes and you still wouldn't get the drop. Still wouldn't get the drop. Still wouldn't get the drop. It was such a fucking horrible grind. It took me a month and a half of straight pure 5 hours a day, every single day grind to get Nidus. It was miserable. The Void Rig was not as bad as that. Not nearly as bad as that. I got the Void Rig way faster. So yeah, Nidus was miserable. So yeah, I wouldn't put that hell on anybody on Earth. Other than that, Citron is probably a long grind, and also Varuna. We were just speaking about that stuff. That's probably the hardest grinds at this moment, along with what's her face? What are they called? I don't remember the freaking frame's name. Hold on. It's so unrememberable. But I feel like nobody ever plays them either. It's not a them, it's not a he or a she, because it's both basically. What are they fucking called? I'm total blank right now. There it is, Equinox. This shit. Because it changes into a girl at night and a dude in the day or whatever. So this one's an annoying grind too, but that's it. You got a good build for Temple? Yeah, my build is fine. It's not the best, but it's fine. Link is on my channel. You're probably not looking for fine. You're looking for excellent. So if you're looking for that, I would say go on YouTube and just look up some stuff. Arcane Hotshot. I don't. What does that Arcane even do? I don't know if I have it. The one I really want to max out is what's it called? Grade. Where's it at? This one, Precision. On Headshot. On Headshot, 200% damage to secondary weapons. And then there's another one that I wanted to max out. How do you get Arcane Precision? See, when you guys ask me a question of how do you get something, this is what you do. You go on Google. You type in Warframe. Arcane. Precision. There it is. Poof. You go to the first website, which is always the wiki. And then it'll tell you where to get it. Acquisition. Get out of here, ads. Awarded by killing or capturing an Eidolon. Oh god, fuck that. or dropped in rotation C of the Orphix. Oh, fuck that too. Rotation C means stay for 20 minutes basically, for a 2% chance to get it. So when things are that low of a chance to get it, there's two options to this. One, I could go over to Lloyd and go trade in some of my dust to see if I can roll the loot box and pray to God I get it. Or I can do the better method and just go like this, Warframe.market, and then just buy it off of somebody. And that's it. GG, you beat the game. Arcane Precision. Let's see how much it goes for. 5 platinum a piece. You see, that's awesome. So I could just go to somebody that has a bunch of them. You see, like this guy is selling for 10 platinum. He has 21 of them. So I can buy what I need and that's it. So like if we do the math, I'm already at 3 stars. So I'm going to need 5 and then probably a 6. So I need 11 of them, basically. Or actually, I need less than that. I need 10 of them. So I could just buy 10 from that guy and boom, 50 platinum got me the thing, you know? So yeah, usually that's way better just to buy it from somebody because yeah, I don't have the patience to grind in this game anymore. So what does Hotshot do? Let me see. I don't know what Hotshot is. Maybe I have it. Let me see. Arcanes. Hotshot. Okay, I do have one. Okay, gain 1% weapon critical chance for 10 seconds when using abilities inflicted heat status. Affected enemies 50%.